Hello, my name is John Corley. I'm the CTO of Spanish Point Technologies, and I'm here today to talk to you about LookupPoint. LookupPoint addresses a common business problem for information workers today. Information workers spend most of their time within the standard Microsoft desktop tools such as Microsoft Excel, Word, PowerPoint, etc. And they need occasional access to key pieces of line of business data from the various different back office systems that they use inside their organization. Accessing these pieces of information can be difficult, and LookupPoint helps solve that problem. Let's look at a simple scenario. A user gets an email asking them to check to see if a particular invoice is okay to pay. In most organizations, answering this question for an information worker would involve a series of steps in terms of going back into the line of business system. In this case, we're picking a sample financial management system called Aggresso, logging onto it, navigating to the inquiry menu, opening the inquiry screen, choosing an inquiry template, and then picking a particular query and running the inquiry. Let's see what those screens would look like for that user. First step obviously is that they would have to log in. Typical users, if they're an occasional user of a line of business system, might have to dig around a bit to find out what their username and password is, or they might have saved it off somewhere. Then they would log in, browse through the menu and pick the particular menu item that will allow them to do the inquiry they're looking for. Open up that inquiry screen, pick the particular template for that inquiry, and then type in the parameters, in this case the invoice number, to run the actual query that will give them the information that they need. Let's see what that interaction would look like if the organization had installed and configured LookupPoint. So I'm going to open up exactly the same email from within Microsoft Outlook. First thing I see when LookupPoint is installed is that I get an automatic preview based on the invoice number. This is telling me that there's invoice information found in one or more line of business systems relating to the particular reference I've hovered over. I can drill into the details of that invoice, and it's opening up a pane within Microsoft Office directly. So I can see key invoice header information such as the date that the invoice was raised, the amount of the invoice, the supplier information, and I can actually drill into the source purchase order for that particular invoice. So it's going to open up the purchase order information, showing me key things such as the amount delivered, and I can actually link through into source job information as well. In addition, what LookupPoint lets you do is it lets you join together information from different line of business systems and present them in the one pane. This information here is coming from, in this example, at the Aggresso financial management system, and this information here is coming from a custom line of business system which holds information about live purchase order details. So LookupPoint lets you combine together the information from multiple different line of business systems and present it in one easy to use pane. Users can cut and paste content from the lookup pane and put it back into the reply within the email. LookupPoint works across all the Microsoft Office desktop tools, so I can do exactly the same inquiries from within Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, so I can click through the different invoice numbers and even inquire on job numbers, etc. So all the same functionality is available across all of the different Microsoft Office desktop tools.